Hey, I'm Jenny,
And I'm Hillary, and you can call us,
the Garden Tarts.
kissing lips and breaking hearts.
We have been bestest friends for over 25 years, and we love to talk you too.
We've had some super ridiculous adventures, and now this podcast, which is pretty much all opinion with a handful of facts thrown in.
Why a U2 podcast? Because as much as we love talking U2, we know you do too.
So sit down, grab a drink, and find us on Instagram and Twitter so we can chat.
Well, hey everyone, welcome to our special edition episode, our lockdown app.
It's lockdown. We're locked down, thanks COVID-19.
COVID-19's got us shut down, and we thought we should check in with everyone.
Just to check in, because it's been rough. I know it's rough on everyone. And though we don't make light of the subject because it's super serious, you gotta find funny things to say about it.
You do. This is very true.
Yeah. I don't really have any of those, but I mean, I have some funny stories I can tell.
Right.
I've had some weird shit happen.
Well, you're still working, so you've got some crazy stuff.
I'm working, we're selling curbside insurance.
That is crazy.
We're selling insurance curbside. It is crazy, and no one wants to have anything to do with it, but we have this sign up that says curbside service, call us when you get here, and people walk around the sign, which is in front of our door, literally in front of the door.
I saw a picture. There's a big chair in front of the door.
A chair stopping you from going any further in front of the door, and people bang on the door and say, "Are you open?" And it's like, I just watched you stop and read the sign. What is, hard to understand? Don't come inside. We'll come to you. It's not,
right.
I don't know. People just don't read signs, but it's not a great situation. I shouldn't be there. I can absolutely work from home, but
right.
This is the way it is, and I need my job, so I'm just trying to stay clean and safe and do the best I can do.
I'm giggling because my cat is snoring near the microphone. Can you hear him?
No. I heard that. You better keep that in, because that is absolutely hysterical.
I will, but I think I need to move my microphone just a little bit.
I heard that.
So that's Spots, who has not made an appearance in a while.
No.
He was in a lot of episodes earlier on.
He still hasn't made an appearance. I haven't seen him, but I can hear him snoring. I heard him bathing himself before.
Yeah, and he's gotten locked in behind doors and scared me and all kinds of stuff. I've never heard him snore like that. Oh my gosh. He's so happy. Our pets are so happy. Like,
I'm sure.
You're here forever? This is amazing. Amazing. Actually, like day 3, the dog went and hid in the crate.
He just was like, this is too much people for me.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to go hide over here. Just like 10 minutes. Like, put himself in timeout. He's like, I need to go have some feelings.
That's so funny.
But anyway, it's interesting. If people listen, they know we live in different states. But people internationally may not understand that we have different rules. Like, we don't have any national kind of lockdown. So I'm in Ohio, where our kids are out of school for now, for another week and a half, is what they say. But we're on stay in place orders, which means, you can walk the dog and go for a run, but otherwise they only want you out for food and medical, or if you have like an essential job.
Right.
That kind of thing. We're a mix of that.
A little different. Firstly, we don't have that stay in place order. We just have this suggestion to stay away from other people. But our businesses, the restaurants and entertainment venues and hair salons are shut down the restaurants are doing takeout, and they've
Yeah.
lifted takeout rules for alcohol, which is a huge thing in Virginia.
Wow.
So you can like do a drive up wine run or something. But anyway, but they closed the schools in Virginia for the rest of the school year,
Yeah,
which
I
I
think
have
we will
no
be.
idea how that's going to work.
I
Like, how
think
does
I
that
think
work?
most states will do that.
I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine. And I think about I know so many people that have kids that are seniors in high school. It's weird that I know so many people
Yeah.
that do, but that's troubling. I feel so bad for those kids.
Well, they're trying to pass something here in Ohio where your qualifications to both graduate or move on to the next grade level happen March 15th.
Oh,
So
okay.
basically, if before this happened, if you were on par, like on course to move on to the next grade,
Right. So
then
it's
you
just
would
like,
stay that way. I hope that goes through. I don't know if
yeah.
that's a governor's order or if they have to vote on that. But this is all semantics.
It is.
Crazy.
Do you know anyone who's been sick yet?
I don't know anyone that is tested positive. Know a few people that are sick and have been told to self-quarantine and they're doing okay at home. Like there's a couple, a husband and a wife. We have a friend that came back. She did not test. She tested negative, but it turns out she has pneumonia. And I know someone else who she's waiting for the test results back, and it's very likely that she has it.
Right.
So, but I don't know anyone who can say,
I don't either. I mean, I know people that know people, but I don't
yeah,
personally know anyone yet. I know that it's coming, but I know 3 people that have tested negative. Thank
gotcha.
goodness.
I mean, it's just I figure another week or two,
Right.
and we can rattle off many names.
And Virginia is way behind in testing because they're only giving us, I don't know where, I guess it's coming from the federal government. I don't know, but we only get like 1,000 tests at a time and they go by really quickly.
Yeah, I believe
Like
it.
for the whole state.
Yeah.
Um,
We have the headquarters of one of the largest hospital systems in the country, if not the world. So we have a lot of testing going on in our state, and especially the county where I live. So
yeah.
our numbers are bigger and growing more rapidly because of that. But
Craziness. So, you kind of have to make the best of whatever the situation is. So I told my mom this on the phone the other day. I had one of the crazy, it's not crazy, but one of the most entertaining thing that's happened because nothing is happening because
right.
I'm not doing anything. But I had to run into the grocery store for a minute because I had to pick up a prescription and my pharmacy from the grocery does not deliver. So I had no choice. I had to run in and I had my, wipes and I didn't touch anything. I grabbed a bottle of orange juice because I, for some reason, really needed orange juice. And
Yeah.
I had I don't know, but I just really super bad wanted sourdough bread. Just whatever.
I'm
I
a
don't
fan
even
of
know how
sourdough bread, so I get that.
I really needed that. I really needed it. So I ran in, I grabbed my 2 items. I run into my aunt, who I haven't seen in months because she's been in Florida, and I wanted to hug her so bad. I ended up crying. This is
Oh,
not the funny part of the
yeah.
story. This was awful. I mean, this was absolutely, she's standing in front of me, and I haven't seen her, I don't think, since like January.
Mm.
And it was just, that was awful because I just wanted to hug her.
Yeah.
And anyway, awful. I run over, that's just a little side story. I run over and I see in the bakery department, they have these baskets of different kinds of bread. And I see where it says sourdough bread. So I grab the sourdough, I grab a loaf and I run and check out. And I get home and I look at it and the label said Italian bread. And I'm like, no.
Oh, that's different than sourdough.
I was so upset. I'm like, I really needed that. So I open it and it's sourdough bread. It was in the right basket, and it was the right stuff. It just had the wrong
Wrong
label on it.
label.
So that was such an emotional roller coaster.
Oh man,
I'm
I
like,
mean, I love some good
finally,
Italian
I
bread,
have
but
my
it's not the
sourdough
same.
bread. And I'm like, oh no, it's Italian bread. No, it's sourdough bread. And my
Yeah.
mom was just like, okay. And I'm like, you gotta admit it. They're just the little things that
Like
was pretty
nowadays,
exciting to me.
these are
You
the
gotta
ups and
find the
downs of
laughs
nowadays.
where you can.
Yeah.
But I also like there are people like I got my parents takeout tonight from the restaurant I go to all the time, Circa, and that was another one. I literally ran in and ran out because they couldn't bring it to my car because the cupcake truck was in the way.
Oh,
Sounds crazy, but there's a cupcake truck and it was in the way of
I want a
our
cupcake
game.
truck.
Anyway, it was blocking my way. So I ran in for a minute and then I kind of wanted to cry then too because they're all my people.
I know.
And when my mom called to place the order, I was just DoorDash for them. I just dropped it off. But my mom called and ordered, and then she calls me back and she's like, "You'll get this, Jenny. No one else probably will." But she's like, "Who's James?" Oh, I say the same thing. So
Like
I
deja vu.
I know all the people that work in this restaurant, except this one guy, James. He's new, and who the hell is James anyway?
Right.
Like I go to the restaurant and they always know what I want to eat. They know what I want to drink. There's no conversation had about my wishes or where I'm going to sit or anything. And then there's James. It just shows up and it's like, I have to tell him what I want to drink or whatever.
No, he's all polite and nice and a good bartender, but like
Well, my mom was like,
trials and tribulations.
yeah, he's adorable, but my mom, I said, look, here's what's going to happen. One of these three guys are going to answer the phone, not James. And James answers the phone, and my mom's like, who is James? And I'm like,
We said the same thing. Who are you?
Anyway, he's nice and all, but he knew who I was. My mom was just like, I'm Hillary's mom. He's like, oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, you go way back now.
Yeah.
You go way back. Oh my gosh.
The moral of that story is please patron your local restaurants and businesses for takeout when you can, because they're hurting me.
Tip well, and if you don't feel comfortable going in to pick stuff up or they aren't doing curbside delivery, whatever, buy a gift certificate for another time.
Yes.
We need to help these local businesses stay afloat.
Definitely.
Because if you know you're going to go back there in a few months,
yeah, absolutely.
Give them some money now. So I want to note that today is Wednesday, March 25th, 2020. And just last week was St. Patrick's Day. Yes. And there was some time midday that you and me and Garnet and Amanda were texting. And one of you said, I really wish we could just hear from Bono, know that he's okay. And then that night we got a song.
We did get a song.
We got a song.
As always, he heard us. He's
he got the memo.
And Facebook and everything. Like, we just have to mention it and then it happens.
Yeah.
Hey, let's just mention this.
Okay.
Hey, Bono, why don't you, after all this is over, why don't you hang out with us and have whiskey and cake?
Oh,
And we know you're listening because you hear every other thing we say.
Give us a call. Find us on the Twitter.
If you have any questions for us, Bono, we'll be happy to answer them and give you a shout out.
Yeah, for sure.
In that app, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me. Before we talk about the new song, we have a review of sorts that we can read. Yes, we have a new review, and it's not official because he listens on Spotify, and there's no review section on Spotify. But he tweeted us a review that we could have to read in an ep and give him a shout out. So this is from Sid Sidowski, and he says, Kraken podcast, touching on all the stuff us U2 fans think about all the time, but don't always have like-minded, genius people to discuss with.
Oh,
thanks, Sid.
Thank you, Sid. So do you think his name is really Sid Sidowski, or do you think his name is like Bob Sidowski, but people call him Sid because that's the beginning of his last name?
I don't know. That's a really good question. If y'all want to look him up, he has a website. It is all one word, shortfatbaldsid.blogspot.com. Check him out.
Yeah, thanks, Sid.
He's a nice guy. We converse on the
Yeah.
Twitters. He's nice.
Yeah, if you're Sid, let us know what your real first name is. If it's actually Sid or if it's
Bob.
Bob or David or Fred.
Chuck.
Chuck. It could be Chuck Sadowski. But then Chuck's kind of a cool name. You just go by Chuck,
Yeah,
I
you would
would
just go
think.
by Chuck. But anyway, we have a new song from Bono that he just posted on Instagram. It's not like he just said, it was from Bubble in Dublin on St. Patrick's Day, dedicated and inspired by Italy and everything they've been going through. And
He
we've
said
been
he wrote
singing,
it in the past hour. He
right.
wrote
And
it
he
in the
said,
hour before.
I think it's called Let Your Love Be Known. That's what he said. And it's so beautiful
It is.
and so imperfect in all the most perfect ways.
Definitely. It
I,
needs some cleaning up, but for its purpose, it was did a good
it's so
job.
perfect. And you can tell it's from his home and it's just gorgeous. I wish he would hold his phone better.
Yeah, I agree
I
with
mean, he
that.
does it on
It
purpose, I presume. It's way
right.
too consistent
So you just pretty much see his chin.
in his teeth. But he's
Yeah.
got the cutest smiles in there.
Well, when I ran in tonight to get the takeout from my parents, my friend that works there, he was like, "Hey, so I gotta ask you a question about that video. Was Bono really playing piano?" And he was like, "Because it seemed like he was playing piano. He kept looking down, but it didn't. He
Right.
wasn't moving like he was playing piano." And I'm like, "Oh, I solved that problem because you can see in his glasses the reflection of an iPad that he's reading the lyrics off of."
Yeah. Someone
So
thinks that the piano was pre-recorded.
I don't think so because he said
Sounds pretty
he's
live.
I am pretty sure it's live because he said at the end and he was like, and again, he like before he did the last chorus,
Yeah. I
whoever
wish it
was
didn't
playing the
cut
piano.
off at the end though. But it's so
Sad.
great. And then I think just yesterday, Will I Am tweeted something, and then you two on Twitter retweeted it. But so Will I Am, Bono, and Jennifer Hudson, is that the third person?
That sounds right.
I'm gonna look real quick.
Well, when I ran into the restaurant, our friend there, he asked me about that with the piano playing. I'm like, no, I saw the reflection in his glasses. He said that he laughed and laughed and laughed, and he was like, "That's so Bono," and I'm like, "It really is, isn't it? It really is
Yeah.
so Bono to sit there and look at the lyrics instead of playing the instrument." I just thought that was adorable. I mean, Bono and our friend that mentioned that
Yes. So real
on all
quick,
levels.
Mark Benioff, he's an American internet entrepreneur. He's the CEO of Salesforce. So he tweeted about the song, and Will I Am retweeted it and said, "We couldn't have done it without you, Mark. Thanks for bringing us all together on your thread." I feel like there's more information to be had. That's interesting, huh? Maybe he suggested they all do it together. Okay, so I looked, and yes, it is Jennifer Hudson. And so I don't know, maybe Will I Am put it all together, but it's a really high quality selfie video from him and a really high quality selfie video from Jennifer Hudson, and then Bono's chin, like just like bouncing back and forth. And Bono sings about Dublin and Italy, and then Will.i.am and Jennifer Hudson sing about the places they are. So it's a nice community global feel, but it really just turned the song into like, I don't know. They call it Sing for Life, which sounds like what was the song that Bono did with Wyclef? It sounds like a fundraiser.
Yeah, I don't remember that song, but it was really not good. We saw them play it live at
We did.
Medicaid.
But it just sounds the way they all sing it, it sounds like something that's I don't know, Bono by himself, it sounded from the heart in like poetry. And all of a sudden it sounds like they tried too hard to collaborate.
Right.
And that's my own personal bias. I
I
understand
feel
that.
like Bono has a lot of those little misses with group songs
I
like that.
historically do not like those.
No.
Very rarely. When they're like cause related or looking to raise money or awareness or something.
Except for Band-Aid, that was pretty good.
Oh
Just
yeah, that
saying.
was great.
That was not too shabby.
And they like smooth out his high notes that he couldn't hit, which I guess sounds nice, but I like his squeaks.
Yeah. I mean,
But anyway,
it was really cool because that song just sounded like hot off the presses, right out of the oven.
I wonder if it will become a U2 song.
That would be nice.
I think that would be beautiful. Or maybe it should just stay as it is. A little snapshot in time.
Yeah.
That's not bad either.
Hey there, friends. Jenny here from the Garden Tarts, and I want to tell you about Anchor, which is the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it is 100% free, and there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will even distribute the podcast for you so it can be heard across multiple platforms, including Spotify and Apple. You can make money with your podcast, and it's everything you need to create a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Hey there, listeners. If you're a U2 fan, you are more than likely aware of the work that Bono has done and continues to do in Africa. It's amazing work, and the exciting thing is you can get involved too. There are 2 simple ways. 1. Go to one.org and sign up to fight against extreme poverty. 2. Visit red.org to shop. What? Shopping helps? It sure does. By purchasing Red branded products, you are contributing to the Global Fund, which supports HIV/AIDS grants in many African countries. As your man says, where you live should not decide whether you live or whether you die. So head on over to one.org and red.org to join the Garden Tarts in doing our part to end AIDS.
So speaking of Bono in Dublin, the whole family is home.
All his kids.
They're all home. Allie just had a birthday. And I'm really glad they're all hunkered down together.
Yeah. I feel like it's good. Like when I know Bono's taken good care of, I am always happy with that.
Yeah. And we're not really here to talk about his kids and Allie like outside of song context and stuff.
Right.
But it makes us feel good that the family is doing well.
You know, Bono's no different than the rest of us stuck at home.
Right.
He just might have nicer things in his home than we do, but
exactly. It's a better view.
We don't know. Right. Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to know that he has his family with him. He was wearing a ridiculous outfit.
Oh yeah, this picture surfaced of all of them like going on a hike, and it's hilarious. It's like a family selfie. It's so adorable. And Bono's flipping the bird, and he looks like half Sherpa, half cowboy. I don't know what's going on.
He could very well be a Sherpa because, Sherpas are kind of short and on the thicker side.
Stocky and strong.
They need to have, a lower center of gravity to be able to climb mountains and stuff. Maybe I described Bono. Maybe it was a Sherpa. Maybe it was a hobbit. I don't know.
Yeah. It's all good. It's adorable. Apparently the Hewsons are doing well. And just like we wish them well, we wish all the rest of you well too.
Definitely.
Oh, and so it's like the most amazing thing. I know that I do pretty much all of our Twitter stuff. I don't know if you've seen, but I mean, the world is just coming together online. It is crazy. Really? It is so cool how, I mean, not just like, so Bono sings about, the Italians singing from their balconies to each other. I've seen police in Spain playing guitars in the street. I saw some woman in some American neighborhood had a megaphone and was teaching a Zumba class to her neighborhood. People are on balconies and porches.
In my neighborhood, there are people that are like setting up tables at the end of their driveways so they can like play games and stuff. Like where they're
Really?
just all, I mean, they're all across the street and whatever from each other. And then
Yeah.
I read a thing that the teachers from the neighborhood elementary school are going to have a car parade
Oh,
where they
fun.
said what time they're going to have like all these cars, and they just drive by and beep their horns because it's
Uh,
a small neighborhood and it's a small school, and
People can sit
but
in their yard and
and wave, yeah, or from their window and wave or whatever. I thought that was a really really cool idea.
that's cute. Well, everyone's like, we got nothing else to do. Let's be
Right.
nice to each other. My
And
neighborhood is talking about like Friday evenings have like everyone have like a fire pit in their front yard, and we'll call it Little Fires Everywhere.
oh, that's really cool.
Do you get that reference?
I got
So
it.
the new show Little Fires Everywhere takes place in my hometown.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Yeah, it
I
takes
know
place in
the
Shaker Heights.
show with Reese Witherspoon, but I don't know
It,
the premise of it.
it takes place in Shaker Heights, Ohio.
Oh, I had no idea. That's really
It's based
cool.
on a book that's written by a local author.
Very cool.
Yeah, so that's fun. But so also with this, because so YouTube.com did that has that subscriber gift of the new Berlin DVD. There's a 4K version of it streaming on their website, and they did like a watch party for the launch of it. And there was a hashtag you could follow, whatever, whatever. But now on Zootopia on YouTube.com, starting like every Saturday or every other Saturday, a fan is organizing a watch party. So I think it'll be at like different times on different weeks. But right now there's polls on Twitter voting like, which DVD will we watch first? And it's just everyone presses play at the same time.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah. It's hashtag you together at home. So you two, the number 2 is the beginning of together. Does that make sense? Instead of TO at home. That's the hashtag. But you can go on Zootopia and it's not in the subscriber section, like it's in the free section. So that'd be fun.
That would be fun. So my brother has mentioned this. I think we briefly mentioned it, but sometime in the next year or so, we need to, the three of us, all of us garden tarts, need to sit in the same room and watch Rattle and Hum and then we can tell you guys when to hit play, and you can hear our commentary like Mystery Science Theater kind of.
It's kind of our special power.
Yeah. Well, we're totally gonna do that. I mean, there's gonna be no video, anything. It's just you hit play at the same time we hit play, and we have the video running, and you hear our commentary.
Yeah.
Which should be we should have that stuff.
We should do that for every DVD.
We should do that. I think that would be a lot of fun. So I have a project. I've been trying to come up with a project. I really didn't want it to be a project that I have to look at electronics, because I feel like that's all I'm doing is staring at electronics. And I really would like I saw your girls with the soap, and I'm like, I want to make soap.
It's on Amazon.
Well, I looked today at like crafts on Target, and I'm like, here's what I'm gonna do, ladies, because I work with 2 women in my office, and I'm like, I'm gonna get a kit where I can make friendship bracelets, but the 2 of you are gonna have to wear them because I don't have any friends right now. I mean, I do, but I can't see anybody.
Right?
I mean, there's nobody I see, so I'm like, all of them that I make, they're just for you guys. You gotta wear them, and they're like, come up with something else. I wasn't really gonna do that. I just thought it was funny.
That's like a good like meditative time passer, though.
Yeah. Well, I put it. My friend replied. This was, I don't know. I thought it was funny. I said I needed a hobby, and a friend of mine replied that she's learning how to crochet off of YouTube. And I'm like, I can't do that because my mom tried to teach me how to knit for like several different times over years. And then finally...
my mom tried to, and I like threw the needles.
Well, I didn't. I kept trying. And my mom finally came over to me, and she sat down next to me like we're going to have a very serious conversation. And she's like, honey, some people have certain talents and other people have other talents. And then she took the needles and the yarn away from me. Like, okay. And so then I talked to my mom and I'm like, so my friend said that she's learning crochet, and she was like, oh, you can't do that. And I'm like, I know. And I told the story about the knitting needles, and she's like, that's really true.
It's really true.
She was like, that really happened. That's a true story. I'm like, I know.
I keep saying to my girls, like, what's the thing that you've always wanted to learn to do? Or what's the thing you've wanted to make? Or what have you wanted to learn? Like, now is the time.
Right.
We have all the time to do it. And they're like, I don't know.
You're going to think about that when you're in your 40s and have jobs and responsibilities and don't have time to learn that stuff. But when you're a kid, you don't realize that. I don't know what my answer would be to that. I don't have an answer. I don't have a prepared answer for that.
Well, at some point I thought I wanted to learn how to knit. And at some point I wanted to learn to play guitar. And I tried both those things and got bored with them.
Yeah.
Not enough.
I wanted to learn how to paint. I also failed miserably at painting. Which, the thing is, I don't think I'm...
You're a great artist.
I don't think I'm not artistic. I just have certain mediums, and apparently a paintbrush is not one of them.
Yeah.
Maybe give me crayons or a marker or something, and like this. Which is what I've been doing.
Right? See, look at that. Those colors. It's beautiful.
I doodled hearts our entire recording because I have to, or I'm going to make noise some other way.
Right.
I don't know. But so this is what I'm doing. I have a project.
Okay, let's hear.
I'm going to make a Garden Tart playlist with just the albums that we've reviewed. So just Boy through Rattle and Hum.
Okay.
And maybe you make one too.
I think that's fun.
We'll have, 2-part, and you guys can pick. You don't need a vote because we both know we're the best.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm the best and Jenny's the best. So it's not like a
and I know I'm the best. Yeah.
Right. So we both know we're the best. We don't.
But it's likely that you'll agree with one of us more than the other, and so listen to the one that suits you.
Right. It's not a competition. It's just fun because we're bored out of our minds.
I bet you they'll be quite different. It'll be really interesting to see.
Yeah.
Where would we do that? In iTunes?
In iTunes.
And Spotify. We can do both.
In Spotify. Yeah. But so I say 2 songs from every album.
Okay. Let's do it.
Not including Under a Blood Red Sky.
Okay. Fair. Just the recorded albums.
Just the studio albums.
Studio album. That's what I meant. Yeah. Yeah. They're all recorded.
Right.
Duh.
Here's an unrecorded album by you too.
For your listening pleasure. Good luck with that. Oh, goodness.
So one of the things that has bummed me out so hard is Record Store Day, which is supposed to be in like 2 weeks. And it's not happening until June. The crappy thing with that was that I was going to be in Cleveland that weekend to see the Rolling Stones, who are not touring.
It's postponed for now.
Those
but
guys
we went
need to
from
stay at home for sure.
Yeah, we went from no Record Store Day to having a first Record Store Day together and a concert, and now nothing.
Well, we have Record Store Day. We just won't be in the same city. Which also means we won't be in competition with each other.
Elbowing you down. Throwing elbows.
I mean, I love you and all, but I want my freaking album. And
you are scrappy.
I'm scrappy.
She kicks and runs, kids.
I killed another bug the other day.
Another bug? Was it a wasp?
No, this was a water bug. It was about as big as my head.
We did not talk about this on our Virginia episode, but at one point, friends, fans, and listeners, the 3 of us were stuck upstairs because there was a wasp in the stairwell.
In the stairs.
And we thought, well, this is where we live now.
If we only knew that was just preparation for our future lockdown.
Exactly. We could have just stayed there. But Hillary killed the wasp and saved the day.
I saved the day. And then I parallel parked.
Yep.
With no trouble.
Nope. Like you barely even like blinked.
Yeah. That was a good day for me.
That was a
I
really good
ruled
day.
everything.
You really had your mojo going.
And just so you know, also, when I see a bug, generally I scream and get someone else to kill it after they think that I've already been killed because I'm screaming. And I can't parallel park to save my life. I used to when I was a kid. Not a kid. I used to in my 20s. And then for
Yeah.
some reason, I lost my confidence or something. And now I can't parallel park.
Yeah. Well, I gotta tell you, I really appreciate you killing that bug because it often falls on me. Like if I'm home with the kids and Chris isn't home, I've had to kill a lot of bugs I'm very uncomfortable with
Yeah,
last decade. So I appreciate you really
no
taking one for the
problem.
team there.
No problem. It took me a really long time to do it, too. I had to psych myself into
There was a lot of planning and thinking and wondering.
it. What the heck was a wasp doing? Oh, shit. I totally forgot that you guys said there was a nest in the air. I gotta call my mom.
Yeah. It looked old, but maybe not.
I am gonna call my mom. I mean, I wanted her to kill the wasp to begin with, but then I'm like, I'm in my 40s. We're all in our 40s.
We're all in our
Kill a
40s.
bug. We can kill a bug.
Sorry. I was so scared. Whose
And
spots is it broken?
if you're not in your 40s, this is what you have to look forward to.
There's no one else to kill the bugs but you.
No. And vision failure.
Yeah.
That's another. You hit 40 and you just go downhill right there.
Yeah. Straight downhill.
Immediately. Like immediately. There's no.
No, it's like you feel it. Boom.
Yep.
You feel it happen. It's like all of a sudden, like someone puts on the brakes really fast.
Yeah.
And everything just falls apart.
And I have little reading glasses that I use at work. I had LASIK. I just did it for distance.
Yeah.
And now I can't read up close, but I also don't ever wear my reading glasses. I have them at work just in case I have to read something small writing. And I brought them tonight. I actually brought them home because I've been staring at my phone and my iPad, and I feel like my eyes are suffering.
Yeah, I believe it.
What have you been watching? That's a good thing we should talk about.
Nothing. I can't get anything done.
No, you don't have any me time. I gotcha.
Well, it's interesting because on one hand, like everyone's going to bed late, but then everyone's sleeping in. So I get up in the morning, not crazy early, but I work out and, maybe have some breakfast and kids start wandering down and they're pretty self-sufficient until they're not. And what I need to do is really take advantage of the hours that they are just talking to friends. There's lots of FaceTiming and Zooming and Messenger kit, like they're with friends a lot of the day, like online. And I'm just like, take a deep breath and do the dishes or fold some laundry.
Right.
And then all of a sudden I like go to try and do something for myself. And they're like, Mom, I need this, I need that. And I'm like, damn it, I missed my window. But in general, I'm just watching my regular stuff that's been coming out during the week. Like This Is Us and Blackish and Grey's Anatomy, all that stuff.
I'm caught up with everything except for This Is Us. I have to watch that tonight.
I have an episode and a half.
But I'm caught up with The Walking Dead, which confused the heck out of me. I thought I missed something, but then everyone backed me up and said that they didn't have the answer either.
No, they started a new storyline, yeah.
Yeah, but I think that character who is the focus, I think that was her last episode.
You think so?
Yes. I know this is her last season. Where the hell's that story gonna go? Because
she's looking for someone.
Right.
We're not going to find... you think she's going to get lost looking for that person and we won't see her again?
I don't know, but I know this is the actress's last season.
Interesting.
My friend Kelly said, who knows everything about The Walking Dead, said it is her last episode. But then I'm like, okay, I missed something. Where did this huge army come from that she joined? And then everybody said, no, you didn't miss anything. We don't know who they are.
She ran into those people.
Yeah. Because I'm like, did I miss how the army came to be. Like, I am having a hard time focusing on stuff lately because there's just so much crap in my head. I didn't miss anything. Apparently, no one knows the answer to that.
No.
But the episode before last, that was pretty badass.
Damn. So badass.
Really badass. Here's the thing, though. Did you read they can't edit the rest of the season, so they're only...
No. I was actually wondering today if at what point will we stop getting new TV?
So I think that there's an episode next Sunday and a Sunday after. The finale hasn't been edited yet, and they can't edit it.
Because they can't get together.
They can't get together. And so they said that the finale will air sometime later this year.
Oh
the
my gosh, yeah.
Finale. So
there's no way to do that remotely.
I would think so. I mean, I would think you could do that, but I guess not. I don't know anything about, television editing. So anyway, I thought it was ironic that this virus is affecting us watching that virus, because that's what it is in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It's a virus that created
exactly
zombies. But if you guys don't watch it and you need something gross and suspenseful to catch up on, that's a good
you got a lot of TV to watch there.
That's a lot. No time like the present to
exactly
start a new binge. But I've been watching my regular stuff. I'm caught up with Schitt's Creek with the current season.
Oh, I gotta look and see if I can get that.
It's so good. But like I said with that before, it's like that's one of those shows that you have to watch it over. You kind of have to watch it over and over again to get the full.
Oh yeah, I definitely you miss stuff or you forget things or.
Yeah, I can watch 30 Rock and Parks and Rec and Arrested Development over and over and over and over again. I mean, sometimes I'll get to the end of the series and I'll start again. Just because I don't really have to think about it, but I notice funny things that I didn't notice the 10 other times I saw that episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, should we let these fine people go?
We should.
I mean, they have all the time in the world.
Right.
We should let them go so they can go catch up with the old eps.
With the old eps. And if you've heard them once before, why not hear the reruns again?
Yeah, go listen again. I bet you there's funny stuff you missed.
You totally missed it. I'm sure you missed it. So you should probably go back.
Yeah.
I like to go back every so often and listen to stuff.
I'll listen to little things because sometimes I forget what we said about things.
I forget too.
Or I forget how funny you said stuff sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, remember we said this?
And I love it. I love listening back and hearing me laugh over something that you said because it's just a genuine laugh. I don't
so
just
good.
laugh at nothing. It's got to be super funny.
Exactly.
If we have another nothing episode like this one, I think maybe my brother Jeremy will join us.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Just to catch up.
For sure.
But we have a ton of content coming, so
we
keep your eyes open and your alerts ready.
Yes. But until then, stay safe and be healthy.
Stay home if you can.
Best wishes to all of your loved ones and your country.
Best wishes to your country and our band.
Yep.
Wherever they may be.
May they all be safe, just like all of you.
All of you.
And we'll chat soon.
Yep. Take care.
Good night.
Good night.
Also, we love hearing from people and chatting with people, and of course, we love talking YouTube. So you can drop us a line on Instagram or Twitter at _gardentarts, or you can even email us at wearethegardentarts@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you soon. If you enjoy this podcast, we would love it if you would share it with your other YouTube-loving friends, as well as leave a review for us on whatever platform you use to listen to podcasts. We would really, really love that. May your music be loud and your whiskey be strong. Until next time, cheers.